So let's talk about it, man. Today was the first padded practice. Shout out to the Steelers for that. Obviously we talked about on the Space Talk a little bit of this QB rotation. All of last week we talked about how Kenny Pickett wasn't receiving any 7 shots reps. I think he received 1 on Saturday. Touchdown pass actually too, man. Shout out to him for that. But just not a lot of reps. And when you looked at the overall, I think it was, I'm shouting him out, Alex Kazar, man, for Steelers Depot.
I just have his Twitter pulled up.
No,
so
Alex,
this is what we're going to use for these updates.
Yeah, like I know some media members, like they feel some type of way about Alex and Steelers Depot. I get it. I understand, like, just media stuff behind the scenes. I get it. But in terms of his work, though, man,
he's working hard and he's dropping a bunch of info. So how can anyone hate on this?
That's my thing. I'm like, in training camp, man, you need this type of stuff. And especially a guy like me who's currently not on social media right now. I was able to, I pull up Steelers Depot, check it out and stuff like that.
There's other guys too, but I mean, he seems to be most consistent with it, right?
Because in terms of like the charting of stuff, like he had it statted out where you could see the amount of reps, And that's the thing for me. Like, I don't necessarily care too much about, I mean, it's a lot of people. I don't really care about their football take, but I want the stats. I need to know,
I hope
like,
I'm not one of them.
You're good. You're good. But it's just in general. It's not.
I hope my takes, listen, like top 5, you care about at least.
It's coaches that I feel this way about. Trust me on this, man. It goes pretty high up. But when it comes to football knowledge, I do, like, I'm one of them dudes, like, I know a lot. And at times, I ain't gonna lie, I borderline on arrogance with my football knowledge. I try to work on it. It's just, that's one of my things. You know what I mean? But it's like,
you know the game.
I've been doing it for so long. It's like, yo, how could I not be so confident and entrenched in these like things? But I love how, like I said, with Alex, man, he charts the stats. You know what I mean? So like seeing the reps, it's like, all right, you think on paper that it's an even, or all right, this guy's not getting enough reps to evaluate. And it's like, no, it's literally like a 10 snap difference between Mitch, Kenny, and Mason. Mitch and Mason obviously were at probably like a snap or 2 off in terms of total reps throughout the first week of camp.
They got more of the 7 shots.
Yeah, whereas with Kenny, he was like probably 10 reps down, but he wasn't getting the 7-shot reps, and that was the biggest difference. But when you talk about the overall charting of just on their throws, regardless of situations, are they completing them or not? Yardage, turnovers, it is really good information, man. So go ahead though, man.
We just reading from the start?
Yeah, man. What you got, man? What happened today, man?
Chase Claypool shoulder
back.
Today.
Why do these freaky bots keep pulling up, bro? Like, y'all gotta get out of here, yo. We ain't on that today. Jeez.
Another injury. Actually, we got 2 more injuries. Miles Killebrew, Peck remains out.
Yeah, because he was out
Hasn't practiced since day 1.
Yeah. No. But who Chase was it Friday or Saturday when he went down with the shoulder? Yeah.
Connor Hayward, right ankle rolled up on Saturday, and he actually had a pretty good practice apparently with Freiermuth being out because he had the hamstring.
Hammy. Yep. Him and what's the DB? I'm drawing a blank on him. Oh my goodness.
Casey.
Yeah.
Casey.
Yeah.
He says Hayward's in pads. Good sign. So obviously wasn't that serious.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen, injury, also out, hamstring. Jeremy McNichols not in pads today.
That could be a part of his acclimation, though. Now, granted, we don't always treat it like that. Sometimes you hop a guy in there and throw him out there in the pads as soon as he gets in. But this could be one of those where you're just like, yo, we're getting familiar with him. We're learning him. Just give him that extra day of getting where he needs to be. I don't know 100% on it just yet, but just saying that could be it,
Little insight on the receivers. Says usually the tight ends are on the blocking sled, but Frisman Jackson is putting the receivers through it too.
Nah, you need that though, man.
George Pickens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a George Pickens staple though. I mean, think about, like, we joked about when Chase Claypool.
He might need to be the one teaching the rest of the receivers.
Yeah, because I was like, you remember when we first drafted him, we saw his tape and was like, oh, he's blocking highlights. Think about Pickens. It was like he going downfield, going up top, but then he has some clips where he's mauling guys.
And fighting the Georgia Tech dude.
What? Like, he has some of those moments where it's like, oh, all right. So, yeah, with him, man, I love the fact that they're continuing those type of things. And for him, just continue to set the tone. Let these people know, like, yo, I don't care who is here before me. I don't care who's here right now, but I'm setting a standard for myself. Y'all either keep up with it or y'all going to fall behind. And that's the energy that he's on. I love it. Love it, man.
Not even from the blocking, too.
Yeah, and it's not even all that talk either. It's like, yo, we talk about some people are natural alphas. They are natural men out there. They lead. You don't need to do the rah-rah. I don't have to show you up. My play is going to do everything that needs to be said about me. It's going to show. You know exactly who George is. He ain't have to come up here on the mic and say he a dog. We all know what he is, right?
He's pretty humble.
That's
I
what I'm
listened to one of
saying.
his
Hey.
interviews.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love that. I'm like, and it's not taking shots at guys that are more vocal, but there is a time and a place, and it's like, man, when the vocal becomes more than the productivity or more than the play, that's where it becomes a little bit of an issue. But for George, man, I just love what he's on right now, man.
Okay. Pickett in 7 shots. First pass, fade to Boykin, incomplete. Let's get more to the interesting stuff, though, here.
But wait a minute. Do we get any Najee update?
I think that's a little bit later.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, this is with the 7 shots again. Defense wins overall 5-2.
Let's go defense.
And this is what Cal Monier was saying. Pickett working ahead of Rudolph that drill. Rudolph only got the final rep.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
All right.
Can he stock up?
Yeah, that's what we want. All right.
I think from that right there, I don't think that's a knock on Mason. I think it's just, all right, we're getting Pickett involved a little bit more.
All right. I just took it as last week it was Mason's week to get those reps. This week is Kenny's week to get those reps. I thought it's a 3-man competition. But I'm with you, though.
When are they going to bump Trubisky down then? When is Pickett or Mason going to get those number 1?
But they said there's a process. They said we're also not going to micromanage it, nor are we going to have knee-jerk reactions and all of that.
I get it. It's only been, 4 days? 3 days, 4 days?
And this was literally their first day in pads. Like, trying to, like, when you're watching dudes in shirts and shorts, I'm like, man, I mean, it's cool, but this is like OTAs for me, man. I need pads. That's what today was. Pads, baby.
Okay. Kenny Pickett getting second-team reps. Good throw-off play action to Boykin for 13.
Let's go.
I don't know if this is interesting, but spirited backs-on-backers drill. Najee, excellent against the power rushes.
Good.
Jaylen Warren and Delonte Scott, stars of the session.
Ooh, that means it was blocking them inside guys.
Miles Jack ran over Derek Watt, 1 rep. That's pretty good.
Hey, beat him or hurt him. You know what we on, man.
We got a pop jet pass from Pickett to Austin, who nearly shook Pierre and picked up 12.
Ooh, Pierre Allen?
I heard he's been doing pretty good, though. Him and Justin Lang.
Yeah, Justin, that's the one. Justin low-key having one of the ones, bro. I don't know what's going on, but he's on one right now, man.
He's showing his talent.
Like low-key, he's on one.
Hey, what about this one, though? He's got a couple tweets on Mark Robinson, and I've been hearing some good things about him early on, too. Mark Robinson, big stick on Jaylen Warren for a short game. Nice. Tomlin is impressed. And Kozor also says, man, I know it's early, but Robinson has stuck out. Doesn't look like a raw player to me. Love the intensity. Moved well in coverage over the first week. Yeah. And we already talked about him being a little bit more of the Vince Williams mold. But if he could be
the coverage
better cover guy than Vince, hey, who knows?
Because I was going to say, the hitting, that's perfect. Like, I'm not even like surprised by that because that's his tape. That's what he does. The coverage part, that's the one we're gonna have to see. And for me, man, this is the beauty of pads coming on, because I don't put as much stock in some of these dudes' performances when it's shirts and shorts, because if you're a linebacker, you're not worried about the run. You're in shirts and shorts. You know how easy it is to cover? Or it's never easy, but it's a lot easier to cover when I only have to think about coverage. That's why we like 7-on-7. It's like, hey, I ain't got to worry about no run. I don't have to worry about no play action. I ain't got to worry about no guard coming up on me. None of that. But when you put these pads on, and now it's a legit team set, and now you got to worry about, is this play action? Don't be late to that A-gap. Oh, but I also got this tight end who might be a little bit flexed out. Now you got to handle that. How are you playing those situations? How are you playing it when it is a hard play action? Are you recognizing those elephants on parade talking about the offensive line not climbing up? Or are you getting fooled and you going up there and we getting hit over the top? You know what I mean? Like, those are some of the concepts that I really want to see from these dudes now that we got these pads on, and they really have to respect the run.
And that could explain maybe some of the stuff we're seeing with the offensive line and their struggles, and also the quarterback struggles.
No, 100%.
These cornerbacks are pretty much locked down and knowing that every play is going to be a pass.
You're not worried about it. Like, think about when it is a run and you're in shirts and shorts, you know the tempo on run plays decreases because you're not trying to get hurt. So you even have that luxury of, I can be late with my eyes, I can be bad with my read, but because it's shirts and shorts, they're not going to spit through this hole like that. They're going to get stuck, they're going to slow it down, and I'm going to have time to, at least on camera, get back in there and make it look like, hey, coach, I would have made that play. When in all seriousness, we know, like, bro, you wouldn't have made that play if it was going full speed. That's why it's important to have these pads on. That's why this is that beautiful time frame that we're in right now, man.
Mason Rudolph, back to the quarterbacks, had 2 passes batted down over the last 3 throws.
Yeah.
One by Delonte Scott, who's having a nice day. Other by Doug Costin, the new signing.
And I will say this too, because there have been multiple batted balls throughout this portion. I know DeMarvin Leal, he's had some days where he's been batting balls down as well. Just, it's one of those things that you have to understand context. In practice, O-line is not cutting, guys. In games, the reason why you don't get a ton of that jumping up stuff is because O-linemen, they're going to take your legs out. They're going to try to put you on your head. They're going to do all these other things. So with certain players like TJ, he gets away with it every once in a while on occasion, right? Cameron once in a while on occasion. But like as frequently as it happens, like for those that have been at practice, you can see it happens a lot.
So not the end of the world
it's
see
not the
batted
end
down
of the world
passes.
right now. Yeah, because in games, those dudes' hands are not going to be worried about putting them up in the air like that. You start jumping up and down, any offensive lineman to tell you this, man. They know firsthand. They're going to make sure that you put your hands down. And if you're an offensive line coach, you coach them that. You say, yo, if it's a screen pass, if it's a now pass, if there's anything that's line of scrimmage, this guy better not have his hands up. You do whatever you got to do, but he better not have his hands up. So don't be alarmed by that. Yeah.
Big Mitch with a really good rep. Boot left. Cody White in the flat is covered. Hit Anthony Miller, that former Bears connection on the crosser for 15.
Let's go.
Good
Shout out to the mobility right there. All right.
Oh, speaking of mobility, the RPO. Kenny Pickett with a zippy throw on the slant to Gunner, who holds on despite a hard collision with Trey Norwood. I'm telling you, Trey Norwood could lay the wood. He had that one big hit against DK Metcalf, surprisingly.
Oh, why is it be surprising?
He's small.
He ain't small. I mean, he's compared to Edmonds and Minka, he is a little guy. Yeah, but he don't look like he don't have a little frame. That's what I'm saying. Like he's still filled out, man. Yeah,
he must have been working in the offseason.
Yeah, man, he a little rocked up.